Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about Ulta's Love Your Skin event, week number 2. Confession time. I'm actually a little terrified of the fact that I've not only tried just about every product that is featured this week, I also still have them. Explain to me how it is that I am so low on moisturizer and yet have this many cleansers and masks. But speaking of that, I have noticed Ulta seems to do this thing where during each week they're kind of giving you different choices in each category. So this week we see a couple different eye serums, a couple different cleansers, etc. So it's nice because it gives you a way to pick the one that might be most suited to your skin type. So anyway, hopefully I can break all that down. As you guys see, I've tried a lot. So without further ado, let's dive in. Wait, one more thing. If you missed my video on the hot buys, I will go ahead and link that because that does run through the duration of the event. For Sunday, January 13th, we have a couple of serum options. I think one is more tailored for oily skin, and that's going to be the Bare Minerals Skin Longevity Vital Power Infusion Serum. This will be $19. I did try this a while ago. This has a hefty dose of niacinamide. It does contain alcohol though, but of course that will increase absorption of not only the other ingredients in the serum, but of the moisturizer that you follow with. It's got some fermented ingredients. It's got peptides. It's overall a nice serum, but again, I think that it could be more drying on dry skin types. So for the dry skin types, I really did like Philosophy's Time in a Bottle serum. This contains the vitamin C separately. That two-step system seems to be Philosophy's thing. I like this. I think this is a good product. I think you will see a brightening on your skin. And that will be $38. I find that to be the case. If you have dry skin, you're going to pay more for your serums and moisturizers. If you have oily skin, especially acne, you're going to pay for additional acne treatment. So everybody ends up paying in the end. I think it's a fair world. It's not a fair world. What am I talking about? And then we have the Origins Clear Improvement Active Charcoal Mask. This will be $14. I've said this before and I will say it again. When it comes to this type of a product, this is based in clays, kaolin and bentonite in this one, kaolin and bentonite in the other mask we're going to see, I think the next day, no, a couple days later. They do the same thing. The clays are there to pull out impurities, you know, that detox word that means nothing, but pull out oils from your skin. And if oils are at least correlating with acne for you, it may help you to prevent breakouts. So these are good products. Don't overpay for them. $14 is a great price. Don't pay more than that. I tell you this because I have a Tata Harper clarifying mask sitting in my refrigerator because I'm not going to let that thing go bad, but boy did I overpay for it. Monday, January 14th, we have, hopefully we have a Platinum Perks Day. Anyone else? I'm ready for it. Mario Badescu's Hyaluronic Eye Cream will be $9. This is going to be your cheapest option for an eye cream. And I kind of have been thinking about making a video talking about the differences between lower priced and higher priced items. This cream right here, if you want a picturesque example, look at this ingredients list. Honestly, this formula is not bad. It does contain your hyaluronic acid. It's got your humectants in it, but you'll notice that the humectants in here are the derivatives of the petroleum industry, which is always way cheaper for companies to use than a more natural humectant source. And then also you'll see parabens at the end of the list. Parabens have been around for a long time. They're used very frequently in drugstore products because they're cheap. They're dirt cheap. We could have a whole conversation about parabens as well and how we found in studies that they do accumulate in the tissues, but if you stop using products with parabens, they disappear from the body tissues, and I think it was 1 or 2 weeks. So, you know, that's another situation where you really got to decide how you stand on it because you've got this evidence that parabens will be in your tissues while you're using a product, but we've also replaced that with new preservatives that we haven't studied. So we don't really know what the effects are. I'm ranting. I don't want this video to be too long. There's a lot that we could potentially unpack in every product, but let's try to keep it moving. There's 2 other products on this day that are both platinum perks, so you will need to be platinum in order to purchase them. First is the Kate Somerville Exfoliate Intensive Exfoliating Treatment. This is a bestseller for a good reason. I think that the reason this is so well loved is that this is based in lactic acid, which is a very effective exfoliator, but not as harsh as glycolic. So you end up kind of getting the same results with less side effects. So I do think, you know, it's well loved for a reason. I've noticed that people seem to be even more excited about this other one, the Bye Bye Lines serum. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, and I hate to admit this, but I did not like this. I might have paid around 50% off for this one too, so this will be $29. I regret it. If you go back and find my It Cosmetics review, I guess I'll link it. It was actually really a disappointing trial for me. I noticed that in the 2 weeks of using the products, as beautiful as those ingredients lists were, I saw my skin drying out by the end of that trial, and it's the exact opposite of what I wanted to happen, as well as what anybody else with dry skin wants. But for me, I concluded that it's because the products they didn't seem to be absorbing well. And you know, It Cosmetics has this incredibly long list of very effective ingredients, but they have to absorb into the skin. So for me, this is something I'm not interested in finishing. It just did, for me, the opposite of what I want a serum to do. And again, I feel bad saying this. It Cosmetics left some kind of a comment on one of my videos. They seem very nice. Their makeup products are nice. But for me personally, their skincare, it just didn't do it. Tuesday, January 15th, we've got 50% off select age reverse products from Exuviance. I did an Exuviance trial. Let's see. I believe I tried the age reverse sculpt serum. I thought it was fine. It didn't really stand out in my memory as anything too special, but it was fine. And then we also have Clinique scrubs, which I do have the 7-day scrub cream. So again, you're going to have 2 exfoliating options. This one is, let's see, this is going to be $11.25 for 3.4 ounces. Clinique is a really good brand if you have more sensitive skin, except for with their toners. Their toners seem to have not been updated since the 80s. I don't understand it, but this is a good product. I guess not everybody's going to agree because there is kind of a belief in the skincare world that you should never use a physical exfoliator, but I'll tell you guys this, honestly. My fiance is the one that uses these every single day. Every day with an exfoliator, and she has way better skin than I do. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not fair. But it just goes to show how everybody's experience is different. And, you know, what's a rule for one person isn't necessarily for another. I absolutely love that we've got this Clinique for Men in here, as if men can't just buy a green tube. Like there's something wrong with that somehow. What? All right, Wednesday, January 16th, we've got 50% off the Perricone MD Face Finishing and Firm Moisturizer. Perricone does have really effective products because he uses that DMAE ingredient. Look that one up as well. It really enhances penetration as an alternative to alcohol, but it's very, very potent. I try to be cautious with that because you want to be careful what you're allowing to maximum absorb into your skin, right? 50% off the Mean Box kitten masks. I have not tried these, but these are apparently peel-off masks. Those are very rarely my favorite. I find them to be occasionally effective. I do like the Suisu one, but I don't feel like it's necessary. I think you can get the same type of results from any clay-based mask. And then we have one of those multi-branded sections. Let me just get this guy out of the way, because if you saw this video, you know I didn't like this at all. Sorry I'm a moaned, but I just don't understand why you would have clays in a mask that's meant to stay on overnight. Why? It's gonna dry you out overnight. So I guess maybe this is for really oily skin, but even then I can't, do you wake up oily? I don't know, I've never in my life been oily, so I don't know. But if you're dry skinned, you want to avoid this at all costs, I promise. You don't want someone to pay you for this. I'm so mad at myself for this one because I actually really like the This Works Deep Sleep Pillow Spray. I've been buying it internationally all this time. I didn't even know that Ulta carries This Works. But I have to be honest that it's certainly not a product that everybody needs. If you do struggle with insomnia, this may help you. It's got lavender, which relaxes you, just kind of promotes the sensation of sleeping, yada yada. But it doesn't work on its own for me. I need to combine this with melatonin, or I'm not gonna get a good night's sleep. So this does help me. It's for probably 90% of you watching, it's totally unnecessary, but if you do struggle with getting asleep, it does help. It's worth trying for $15. You know the desperation of trying to sleep if you do struggle with that. I do wish they changed their name though. It's way too close to that sketchy company It Works. Not a fan. They have this one pictured, but I don't see it listed, so hopefully it's included. This is the Boscia Makeup Breakup Cool Cleansing Oil. So whether you decide to use a cleansing oil, a cleansing balm, or just cleansing cloths to remove your makeup, you're gonna, you know, that's gonna be for different people. I think a cleansing cloth is just for anybody who's not got a lot of time or probably not a lot of makeup. Balms and oils, I'd say they both remove the same amount of makeup. It's just that I think that oil can be quicker because it kind of sinks in. Like if you're using this on your mascara, if you're using this on your eyes, the oil will immediately migrate down to get into all of the lashes and remove everything. If you've got a balm, it's going to be a little more pushing the product around, but there's cons with each of those aspects too. Meaning that the oil, if you're not careful with it, can get in your eyes, and that's a little strange, whereas the balm, because of its texture, it kind of stays in place better. So I think that's the main difference in whether you should choose an oil or a balm. It's just personal preference. Honestly, I'll use either. I really will. All right, Thursday, January 17th, this is where we see the other detox mask. This is from Teami, and it will be $15. Choose this one if you want a more natural approach, but be aware there's a con with that as well. Mine expires in March, whereas I've had that Origins one forever. It's interesting too, this used to be bright green, and now it's kind of taking on that color that avocados take on, you know? But it is actually really nice. It's a more natural product overall. It's got the same kaolin and bentonite. So again, you know, just choose your mask. Natural goes bad faster. Less natural will last you years. Your choice. And then we've got 50% off the First Aid Beauty Fab Faves To Go Kit. So First Aid Beauty is such a good brand if you have sensitive skin, and this is a really great way to sample the brand. You get the Ultra Repair Cream, the Face Cleanser, and the Facial Radiance Pads for $5 for each one. It's a great option. Again, if you do have more sensitive skin, this is a brand I would put you towards. Friday, January 18th, we have 2 eye serums on this day. We have the Dermalogica Age Smart Multivitamin Power Firm. And for those of you who are looking for a more natural option, we have the Juice Beauty Stem Cellular Anti-Wrinkle Eye Treatment. So, of course, both of these will be 50% off. The Dermalogic is actually going to be more expensive at $32.50, whereas this will be $25. This is just another one of those types of products where you have to decide whether you need it or not. So it's an eye serum. It's going to be that step before your eye cream. And you really, you know, you not only have to ask yourself, is this really something that I need to buy as a separate product? But you have to ask yourself, if you have the time. I don't know if we've ever really had that conversation. But, you know, are you putting an eye serum on, a face serum, an eye cream, a face cream, a neck cream? This stuff can start to really accumulate in terms of the time it's taking you. But you know, I don't want to come off too harsh on this aspect because I use eye serums, not consistently, but if I get one, I'll use it. So it's just a situation of you really have to decide, is it worth it for you? Is it going to make a difference to you? And if it is, then it's a good investment. If not, just keep using a regular serum on your eye area. 50% off the Botanics Organic Facial Oil. I actually finished this off. I no longer have it. In all truth, I enjoyed it. It's a $9 oil, but there is one aspect of this that kind of irritates me. They focus on, it says right on the bottle, with rosehip oil, and yes, that's true. However, the first ingredient is sweet almond oil, then it's followed with argan oil, then you've got your rosehip oil. Plus, this does have a lot of potential irritants in it. You've got to know how your skin reacts with bergamot, citrus oils, that type of thing. So I used it, I liked it, but you know what we need to say here. Don't forget that you can always buy the individual oil you're interested in from brands like The Ordinary or off of Amazon, and sometimes that's the best choice because then you know exactly what you're getting. There's no additional potential problems hidden within that oil. You know, frankly, this is $9, but I don't think I'll buy it just because I've got The Ordinary's Marula that I've been loving for winter. I always return to argan oil every summer. I used to use Josie Maran, and I've been just as happy using Physicians formulas. But while we're here, let's talk about this julep one. So this is a beauty steal for Saturday, January 19th. This is the Boost Your Radiance Reparative Rosehip Seed Facial Oil. This will be $18. while rosehip oil is the first ingredient in here, I have been working on a review for you guys because quite a few people asked me about this. I'm still on the fence. It's been well over a month of me trying this, taking it back out of my routine, trying it, taking it back out. I'm still not convinced that the bergamot in here isn't correlating with breakouts for me. So lately I've been using it on my forehead. Everything's fine, but it seems like when I use it where I do get breakouts, it doesn't seem to help. And it's weird because rosehip oil is supposed to be helpful for acne, as is bergamot. There's a lot of people who claim that's a great essential oil for acne, but I also read through a lot of reviews and I'm not the only one. So you may want to be careful with this if you in particular have the type of acne that I have, which is hormonal, dry skin, very annoying, where the beard is. Where the beard isn't in my case, but it is an acne beard. An acne beard, oh my god. We are never mentioning that again, okay? We've also got 50% off the Dermablend Smooth Liquid Camo Foundation. I was not expecting to see a foundation in here. I have not tried that, so comment below if you have. And then we've got some items from the Philosophy Micro Delivery Collection. I have no idea why people watched my Philosophy trial and thought I didn't like the products. I actually really liked the products. What? It's the same situation with Philosophy and Tatcha. I guess it's just because I said they're good products, but sometimes the prices are a little high. Again, like I said in that video, I think you can get Philosophy at good discounts. They have really nice sets. We've got a 50% off day at Ulta. So you got the Micro Delivery Exfoliating Facial Wash. This is very similar to the Clinique. I think this one might be a little bit more rough, a little bit. Still good overall. It's nowhere near as harsh as the Ole Henriksen Walnut Scrub, what was the Dr. Brandt one? Oh gosh, that one's harsh. Then we got the Micro Delivery 2-Step System. I really enjoyed this. This actually is still one of my favorites that I've tried. You got your vitamin C crystals that you put on first, and then you activate it with the lactic salicylic blend. Very effective in my opinion. I actually think this right here is what did the most brightening during that trial. Alright guys, so that's everything for week number 2. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss week number 3. And drop me a comment below. Let me know if you guys have tried the couple of products that I haven't tried. Oh man, what was it, like 3 items this time? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.